Thank you for staying with us. Our hot topic for today is what has been termed certificate scandal. And as we see it all over the papers today, and it says that our president has accepted the resignation of Geoffrey Uche Nnaji, Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology, following allegations that his university and NYSC certificates were fake. Mr. Nnaji had denied wrongdoing, but and he's claimed to be a victim of blackmail and political persecution. But then, late hours yesterday, we heard he had finally given in his resignation, and the president has accepted his resignation. So we're going to talk about it. Let's see how we can unpack, this story. And we'd like for you to join us. And you can call us on 0201-635-2013 or 0902-416-3440. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect using the hashtag YourViewTVC. So, ladies, the story on everyone's lips today is his resignation. We've been following the story, especially Waike. Waike has actually been following the story, since this broke and been giving us updates. But to hear that he finally, willingly resigned, and so the question on everyone's lips is are the allegations true, or is this just a very honest, decent person that decided, let me step aside so that this does not overshadow the good work that this administration is doing? Ladies, I would like to hear your thoughts. Waike.
Well, it hasn't been proven against him yet, but the story is not looking good.
Yeah.
And yesterday I watched the Premium Times. I think it was from Premium Times.
Yeah.
The publisher came out on a sister TV station, and I said how the story broke was they got a tip from somebody who told them that, look, we have this. So they now went, they did their investigative journalism. They even contacted him. They sent him emails and text messages saying, look, this is what we have heard against you. What do you have to say about it? At the time, I'm trying to remember if he responded or he didn't really. They went to the school as well.
Yes.
But nobody, they would say, pay 10,000 naira for this information. Nobody really answered them. He said, but in 2023, when the
secretary,
not 2023, 2024, when the leadership changed and the vice chancellor they tried again, and those ones were willing and gave them all the information they needed. They now did forensic reports, a forensic investigation that his own certificate and the certificate of the school don't match.
Oh, yeah.
Do you understand? So many like that. The NYSC too said they don't know them. They don't know him. They checked the certificate of NYSC. They didn't match. At that point, it was when they broke the story, when all this, and he now went to court.
Yes, because they're in court.
In court, yeah.
And he's now blaming the governor of Enugu State. He has done, in fairness to him, he has done the laudable, the magnanimous, which was the English
honorable
thing. The honorable thing,
by stepping
down.
Okay.
Because if he was still in the cabinet, he would bring disrepute to the cabinet.
Yes.
Because this is not a small allegation against him. Now, I don't even really have a problem with him.
Okay.
He wants to get on in life. It is the DSS and the Senate that they are supposed to do their due diligence.
Yeah.
They didn't do. How come all these discrepancies that Premium Times saw, they didn't see it? DSS, when they want to be chasing Showore up and down, they be chasing Showore. This one.
How come they didn't see that?
How did they miss this one?
But
if it is me now, they will chase me. I will fall inside gutter, running from them. This one, come.
Yes.
People, it's not even him that should be, it's them. Heads should go.
Because you can do what you need to do, what you think you need to do, but then the institution has to make sure that they protect, you know, the integrity of our nation, our democracy, and the people that we present to represent us.
Everybody will now be saying, it's my own, you also. You didn't see this one, have you?
Yes. Because
these are the things that we are saying.
Yeah. Because, you know, I believe that because of the position and the sector, you know, which is under education, like technology, science, innovation, it's under education. So, and then we're also allegedly saying that there is a forged certificate under education. Can't you see? It's a breach of trust. So when in situations like this, it did the honorable thing to step down. Now, what we don't know yet is the stepping down. Is it a proof of the fact that this actually happened or not? And we know that he's in court, and he had already told the Federal High Court that he has already asked them that they should release verification of his academic transcripts and also a protection of his records. So, you know, let's see that. But then, I also have an issue. It just shows that there's a big and huge loophole within the educational system for a university to come in December 2023, right? To say that this man actually finished and graduated in July 1985 with a BSc second class lower division.
Yes.
It was signed by a registrar of UNN, right? And then the same university comes again to you know, recant that. Okay. It's worrisome. That means anybody can come out and give a certificate and everything. So what you see, this thing goes back to that data, the data thing that we keep talking about, the universities, that everything is public records. You should just click and see what is there, what is not there, and it makes it impossible for people to change. But as Waiki said earlier, that looking at his certificates, comparing it with all the other certificates, you can see at least to the eye that this is not the same as all the other certificates. Yeah, but the registrar of UNN was the one that signed it. That's what I'm saying. The registrar of the university. Allegedly. No, they said the certificate he has, that it was signed December 2023, a letter signed by the registrar of UNN. Yes, I get that. Yes. But how can we have to confirm that he's not the one that actually wasn't forged of the registrar's signature. Yes.
You see, that is the point that people times is that that's a certificate. So if a forgery.
Yeah. So if you forge a signature, that's a huge crime on its own. Yes, you know. So I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know if him stepping aside is being honorable or he's just quickly trying to make sure that he's not in the eye of the storm and finds his way.
So there are plenty things to unpack in this scandalous story. Alleged scandal. But first, is that who did he offend? He must have really, really offended people who want to take him down. What is he doing? He, in his resignation statement, said that he is being blackmailed. Okay. So obviously, he is not the first person to have challenges with his certificates, but he is one that was pulled, like he must have offended powers that be. So the allegation of maybe is the Enugu state governor or something, somebody is offended, somebody wants to deal with him, and the person dealt with him. This is Nigeria, we know. So, that being said, I feel that a cost doesn't come without a cost, which means that you must do something to make something come to you. And while we might say it is honorable, if your hand clean with your full chest, you will sit there. That's my own opinion. If your hand in Nigerian system, Nigeria is not the system where you feel like my name is insulted, I will step down. No. In Nigerian system is a system where you will powerfully say, no matter what, you will not remove me from here.
Me, where I go to school.
That is the Nigerian system. Nigerians we don't bow down. We don't bow out. We stay and fight regardless. So for me, even though everything still comes across like it's an allegation, nothing is proven right, him stepping down now makes you think and starts looking through with binoculars to see if what's the truth to what is going on. So one, he might have offended powers that be. Two is that his resignation speaks to the fact that he's running from things, or there's a bit of truth to what is going on. And on a third point is, if it makes me want to say that we need to review every other minister's document, every public officer has a document, because if he went through the entire process to the point of being a minister, not for 1 year, not for 2 years, and then they find out that there's this much discrepancy, it's not just the certificate. there's issue with the certificate of the university, and there's also issues with the NYSC documents. So there are two documents that are being called into controversy, and the people that publish it, that's Premium Times, is saying that we did our investigation. So is Premium Times investigation something that if for the man to resign, it's just
his PA or his essay or something came out to say the Enugu State governor bribed Premium Times 100 million to come out with this story. So we
argue whether it's true or not?
The Premium Times publisher says they are taking him to court for that, because everybody knows them, that they are
unbiased,
above board.
So they are above board. So for him to even say that, he must bring the proof where he saw that they collected 100 million from the Enugu State governor for that story. And please, this is 2025. This matter has been going since 2023. When they got that
letter and the certificate.
Not the letter, the
intelligence information.
The whistleblower. It was a whistleblower. So somebody who he must have offended, true, went to go and whistleblow.
Why does it have to be someone who is offended? Why can it not just be someone who just wants to do the right thing? You know, and make sure that
I agree. You are very right.
And I would just also want to put this out there, that when I've heard us speak to situations like this, where we have asked our leaders to honorably step aside while investigation goes on, right? But here I hear us say that you step aside while investigation is going on is already a proof of your guilt. No, you know.
Well, I don't. The TV program I watched yesterday.
Yes.
The publisher spoke. Then they now brought his aide, whether AD or PO. And now I was watching. I was saying, they're asking you questions. You are not answering well. This transcript, they are saying bring out transcript. We didn't say transcript. They didn't say you didn't go there. You can have this the certificate we are talking about. Is it true or false? Is this the correct, or did you go and falsify it to?
So if falsification is found out, let's say
it's a criminal offense.
So what happens going forward?
So under the finish. Go. Okay, because under the criminal code, so regardless of whether he has stepped down honorably or he has stepped down, if they find out at the end of the day, after all investigation, that if forgery actually happened, it's a criminal offense under the Criminal Code Act, and he's going to go down for it.
Alone? I mean,
when they investigate, and if like, I talked about the letter from the registrar, if they actually find out that letter actually came from a registrar of the investor, that means somebody did not do their job. So everybody involved in this issue, even the NYSC people, even the DSS people that did not do their investigation. Yes, because when someone brings when someone brings the letter and the certificate, you're supposed to not still go back and verify. Because at the end of the day, why are they taking up people's time when they want to give appointment and say you need to come to the National Assembly, you need to come and do this and do that, take up all day, and nothing happens.
Them.
I just appoint
them. There is no need for all this show. We were not watching the show. This one will come. When you have offended the Senate, like Bosun Tijani had tweeted something, it's him that they now face. Where you said this about the Senate. That's the one they investigate. The one that you are supposed to investigate, you didn't investigate. The one that, if Bosun Tijani, if he's good at his job, leave him. Not because he helped you. You are going to say, okay, this is your business. That was not apologizing up and down.
But it's easier to see a tweet than to see at least a certificate forgery. The way it is done deliberately to hoodwink you. You're not meant to.
So that's why we can't blame senators. We can't blame the Senate. For me, I can't blame Senate. Who's responsible to do is the DSS. They are the ones that do the checks. And whenever when there's an issue, and we've had issues where DSS did check, and then later somebody now came out and then there's a story around it, then the person now went back, like they discovered something and the person went back. When we don't deal with the issue, when we don't penalize people, when we don't clean up the system, like publicly do so, because they might be doing it inside, it would make it look like these things you can get away with it. So if the system already knows that if anybody that we verify from this system is found to have issues with their documents or any criminality in their past that we overlooked, our heads will roll, like we will lose our job. Every other person will sit up. So beyond Uche Nnaji, who is his own issue is one off, it is that as a nation we need to clean up our acts small. It shows the wider corruption that takes place within the country. Several scandals regarding this has happened before. Even our former president was accused of not having school leaving certificate. We've had Dino Melaye zone. We've even had someone that was crying publicly embarrassed about what happened. The former
Kemi Adeosun as well.
Kemi Adeosun too went and served. You know, so there are people that. It's not the DSS that found that one out. It was other people that want to pull the person down. Whistleblowers. So the DSS should be the one to be finding out this thing. It shouldn't be that a whistleblower will come from outside and be the one to...
Because I want to support the DSS now. Let me ask you this question. If you provide your certificate, does the DSS really have to... Do they really have to go and... start investigating, going from school to school to find out, hey, is this certificate real?
Yes,
they should.
Do they really have to?
Yes,
because
that's their job.
They are assuming, they are giving you a position, and you are being. Why should I believe that you are dishonest with your school certificate?
That's why you're fighting criminality. So, you should believe everybody is dishonest till you prove them that they are honest.
That's a lawyer speaking.
That's your job. And for example, it's not just that if they now find out everything, whatever, under the Criminal Code Act, that he'll go down. No, they have to find out that whether he had knowledge or intent. We all live in Nigeria. We all know that for you to go and get your certificate or even get records or transcript from your university, we know how. It's not so. You know what you go through. Yeah. You bribe here, bribe there, bribe there. So suppose that he did not even know that he needed his transcript, for example. Yeah. It's very possible he needed his transcript and he sent his people. Because he wasn't going to go there himself. And he said to people, and then the national guard, they're asking for this. I said, okay, give them money to get the thing. And then they bring a certificate to him that in his mind, that means he never had knowledge or intent of this. There's a huge possibility. And he submitted it, not knowing all the mago or the short corner that has gone on behind. That is a huge possibility too.
Did he go to the school?
And no, they said he went to the school, but the problem now is that he didn't finish to get certificates.
Yes, he enrolled. He had the matriculation number. His graduation that they are not sure.
So now we don't. So all this has to be proved that he actually had knowledge and intent of the forgery in the first place.
From what I was.
How can he not have knowledge and intent of the forgery?
So some people have
failed some subjects.
Some people have said that looking at the man himself, this is a man who has achieved quite a great deal in the business, before his appointment as minister, and that he could have used just his WAEC was enough, at least as we know, given our constitution, was enough to have allowed him to be minister. He's proving himself with work and through business, that should be enough. But there's this thing about Nigeria and wanting certificates, and it's pushing our
but you see that position,
Nigeria of a certain,
it's a high position.
That position, what was the minister of what?
Yes, he's minister
Science,
of
Innovation and Technology.
So he really had to have gone through to get that science and technology, because he's the minister of science and technology. And he did his chemical. What was his
BSc in I think. Let me clarify.
So whatever he needed that certificate to be in this ministry. There are some that you can go with WAEC, but I think this one he needed this.
The certificate. It's such a specialized.
It's a specialized ministry.
Yeah, so you definitely.
But we've had a lawyer.
I also wondered how
and power.
Sometimes they ask you from your classmates, didn't you go to school with this certain number of people? Who are your classmates?
We had drama with Dino Melaye now. Remember?
Who are the people you graduated with? So those are the sort of things.
Do you remember Dino Melaye's drama? That even his classmates were saying he did not graduate with them.
Yes. Remember?
Dino Melaye he did not.
I can't even remember Dino
Melaye was documented. His classmates were saying that yes, we went to school together, but he no finished.
Allegedly. So
allegedly, his classmates said allegedly he did not finish. Allegedly.
What was his own position? He was senator.
He was a senator, so he does not need. But it was part of his documentation that he went to Harvard, he went to this one. Harvard said it was certification courses that he did. We like certificates in Nigeria, and that has led us to many people to falsify in the bid to appear like they have a lot of documentation to support what they are doing. Many without actual substance, and some even when they went to the school want to show off. Like the actual knowledge you acquired is not there. It's documentation they have.
And then some people have
should go back.
But because they don't have the papers, we feel that they're not good enough.
But ladies, there are a lot of people that go to school and they just cheat all through
and have certificates.
Because, and then they come out and they pass.
There's a lot of things that we need to look at differently now. We need to start doing differently in our country, honestly, you know, so that we don't have scandals like this. But finally, I think I put the blame on the Senate and DSS, you know, to make sure that we don't just put
They should have done their due diligence.
Do your due diligence. Thank you, ladies.
It's very, it's
quite embarrassing.
If it's true, I don't even blame him.
And then if he's proven innocent, that is a huge.
If he's proven innocent, who is responsible?
All of them.
All of them.
Both
the whistleblower,
the whistleblower, and everybody, and then the premium times, everybody.
They will apologize and they will sue them.
No, apology is not good enough because this has tainted him.
His reputation. Thank you, ladies. That's all we can take on this segment. Let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll look at other hot topics.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.